got a Wednesday night slate for you, 6-game slate. Me and Riaz are here giving you our Fire 5 plays. There's a lot of good spend ups on this slate, a lot of guys who are priced down a little bit, and I think there's a little bit of value we can get to too, as well as some cash game picks for you guys. Right now, we got some lineups going as the games are still going on. I believe the Pelicans are just getting demolished by the Suns as we speak. And how are your lineups doing tonight, Riaz?
I mean, I got some pretty good lineups. I hit on a couple good plays that I thought were going to be pretty chalky, and they ended up to be uh, around like 15-20% ownership that I thought was going to be around 80. So those big value plays kind of pushed me kind of ahead of the pack here.
Yeah, there were some guys who had some nice games. A couple guys who didn't do too well for me. I know you had some of the value there in Muscala. Nas Reed was someone who a lot of people were high on who didn't really play too well. Um, Other than that, too, I had Zion in a couple of my cash game lineups, and I didn't find the money tonight. It's not looking too well. So tomorrow's a new day. So let's get to the point guard position here. Who do you like here?
I like somebody who played a big part last year when this guy went out, and that's oh, I passed him. That is Tyus Jones with DeJounte Murray being out. He fits in well to this offense. It's a run and gun offense.
John Morant,
Why? What did I say?
Dejounte Murray.
Oh, yeah, John Morant. I mean, he's gonna be out for 3 to 5 weeks. Uh, expect him to get all of the workload. They really aren't gonna put anybody else in the starting lineup. And Tyus Jones played pretty well last year when he was in the starting position.
Yeah, I think 5-2 is a pretty good price for him. I like Tyus Jones. He didn't play too well in his 35 minutes last time he was out there. Um, if he can find his stroke, I'm sure he'll be very efficient when he's out there. Um, Another guy you could take a stab at in a GPP. Honestly, Rondo is not a bad choice here at 3-7 either. He's coming in. He just played his first game with Atlanta. Atlanta's playing good. If you're going against Brooklyn, tough matchup. They might need his defense against Kyrie. Scored 27 fantasy points in 15 minutes. I don't think he's a bad pick here at 3-7 either.
No, he's definitely not. He played 15 minutes and got 12 and 8. I mean, that's pretty sweet. You really can't complain there. But I know why I said DeJounte Murray because I mean I love him on this slate. At 6'1", he's priced down. He's just been having a great season so far. Besides the Pelicans loss, he had 27, but before that at Memphis 45, and then Toronto at home 42. I mean at 6'1", he's got 50-point potential here.
Love DeJounte Murray for cash game lineups too. I think 6-1's a great price for him. Tyler Hero at 5-4 is priced down from what he's playing at today. He was hot today. He scored like 40 fantasy points. Um, and they're in the same matchup against Milwaukee. I think Tyler Hero is a good pick. They got blown out, but still Tyler Hero is a good pick here. Dragic played like I don't even want to say how bad he played.
He had like 10
Uh,
minutes played. It was
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. Not really his play, but Spoelstra, his decision there. Not sure what was going on there, but Hero's not a bad pick there. Honestly, someone that I enjoyed watching today, Riaz, I'm sure you appreciate this pick. A little Oregon guy is Peyton Pritchard at
Oh
3-4.
yeah,
Yeah, he came in. He had, pretty sure he ended up with like 12, 5, and 5. He's gonna play. They're coming off a back to back. Boston is and Memphis. They got their stars are out, so you can look to maybe a blowout here by Boston second half. Pritchard gets a lot of run. They seem to like this kid a lot. I like Pritchard at 3-4 too.
yeah. I like both those plays. I even like Tyler Hero if we see Jimmy Butler play tomorrow, especially at 5'4". You know he's at the 40-point upside. He can shoot. He can do it all. I mean that's a great price. And then Pritchard, we were all on Jeff Teague most of the beginning of this year. And
Yeah,
he's really stepped in to kind of play the leading point guard, the backup point guard. I mean, he's out there, and we really don't see Jeff Teague playing that many minutes. So
yeah. Pritchard. I mean, he with the first game he came out too more of like a catch and shoot guy, and then tonight when he played was He was driving to the hoop, showing a little bit of diversity to his game too. So I like Pritchard here, man. I think Pritchard's a great GPP play.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's kick it to the small forward here. Who are you liking on this slate for small forward?
Small forward. Uh, there's a it's a really thin position. I feel like on this slate. I feel like some of the Memphis guys and Brooks and Anderson are good. Anderson's been playing really well, and he's 200 less than Brooks. Brooks seems like he's going to take a majority of the offensive load here now that Morant's out. So you can look to Brooks. He's a solid cash game play. I think both those guys are. You can look at Kuzma too if LeBron decides not to play. I know he's battling that ankle issue. So if LeBron's out, someone like Kuzma or Talon Horton Tucker is someone you can plug in and play. I honestly kind of like another low price guy here. I kind of like Reddish here at 4-4. I think Reddish. I don't know. It's iffy on his minutes. At 4-4, I don't know if you can really go wrong. Even if he does decide to play, 25 to 28 minutes. Other than that, if his shot's falling, he's not bad at that price.
That's funny that you touched on Reddish because I actually like his counterpartner Deontay Hunter. He gets a lot of minutes. I mean, he gets the start. He plays about 30 minutes on average. He's not much of a scorer, but he's pretty much there for the boards and the defense. But if he could get hot, I mean, at 4-9, you really can't beat that. And then another play I want to touch on is Chris Middleton. We saw the blowout in the first game. I think Jimmy Butler plays. I think this game stays close, and he's just been having an unbelievable season so far. 7-4.
He's been playing really well.
You gotta love that price range. I mean, he's been as high as almost 8. He had 58 versus Boston the first game. He had pretty much 50 against Golden State, and then 35 in the loss. Where I mean, the Bucks really didn't play that well against the Knicks the other night. So I really like Chris Middleton here.
Yeah, I like Middleton there too as well. At that price range, I'm not really liking anybody else. I think Tatum, I mean, he's priced down too. I just think they're going to blow him out. I don't know if Tatum stays in the game that long. Brown's probably going to play around his same minutes. I don't know. Boston's got young legs, so I can't really say that they're going to be sitting guys, load management or whatnot. Them kids might just really might want to play, So I don't really know how they're going to shape that out. I like Middleton there at that range.
Yeah, and like what you touched on, I really don't like the small forward position on this slate whatsoever.
Yeah, those Brooklyn guys too, Taurean Prince and the other guy with the really long name, Luwawa Karuba or whatever. Yeah, he played well last time too. Durant's back. I don't expect him to play that many minutes. But speaking of Durant, power forward, yeah, he's the lock. Plug and play him.
Yeah,
Don't think twice about it. He's priced down. Not sure why he's at that price. Yeah, plug him in.
Yeah,
Love to hear.
Durant at 8-4 is like you'll never see that again. I think it's because he's been around 40. So the 5X Brewer and I always talk about 8-4. That's basically what you're looking for. But this is kind of a get right spot here for against the Hawks. He really hasn't done anything other than score. He's not much of doing rebounds. He's assisting to anybody. He's just primarily out there to score. But even if he is only scoring, I mean, he's gonna crush this slate. If no one plays him, I mean, he'll break the slate.
And Atlanta's 3-0. I think Brooklyn's gonna come out here and just be like, yeah, we want to win the East. Not saying it's a little early for stuff like that, but at the end of the day, Atlanta can get a little cocky here too. So I feel like Brooklyn's just gonna come in and be like, yeah, we got two of the best players in the world on our team. So let Kevin Durant do his thing.
Oh yeah,
love Kevin Durant there. Is there anyone else at that price range? Not in the price range, but at least in the position that you like too. You can plug Kyle Anderson there at that position too. Brandon Clark's a guy who's not sure if he's going to start, come off the bench, but when he's in there, he plays decent. Hunter is power forward eligible as well. So, anyone else down there?
I like PJ Washington. He's kind of a guy where when he gets the minutes, he proves that he can get the points that we're looking for. The last couple of games, he's gotten 30 plus minutes and has done 39 and 40. So, I mean, that's pretty perfect. Other than that, I mean, you can't go wrong with DeRozan under 7K. I think that's a great price point for him. And other than that, not really. I mean, you could pay up for Gordon Hayward. He's been lights out this year. And then
Yeah,
you could always play Jason Tatum.
I like the PJ Washington pick. He he's usually the guy that hovers around that price range. I think if he can just stay consistent, he'll go up. So if you can get him at this range and he can get that 39 to 40, I think that's obviously really great for you. I don't know if he's much of a cash game guy because I know he's from time to time inconsistent, but it seems like a good matchup against Dallas. So yeah, I don't mind PJ Washington there either.
All right, let's go to the center position. What are you thinking here?
I'm gonna pay up again. We gave you some two value guys at point guard, shooting guard. People like Pritchard or some lower price guys that you can squeeze in. Honestly, I like AD here. LeBron's health is questionable. They're going against San Antonio, maybe against LaMarcus Aldridge, not the best matchup, but hey, I mean AD is AD. He's one top five player in the NBA, and he hasn't really been playing too well. I think this is going to be a game where he's like going to get his legs under him again. Short and off season, but I feel like he's due for a big game.
Yeah, I think you're 100% correct there. I mean, the Spurs don't really have a big guy. We have Jaka Portal. So the Spurs also give up like 110 points every game. So this should be a pretty high scoring affair. Anthony Davis is someone who, if he gets hot, I mean, he could go for 30 and 10, 30 and 15. It just all depends on the night. It depends if LeBron wants to take over. But I think this is the game where he's just trying to get stuff right like Durant. He just wants to show everybody that he's still just as good as he was last year.
The next guy we're going to talk about, I think me and you are both, pretty high end. We're kind of waiting for him to have that breakout game here. Nurkic from Portland, like him here at that spot. I played him the other night, and he's still hovering around that same, price range, and that he's getting the same amount of fantasy points. The minutes aren't where we want him to be. They're, from 22 to 35, 26, 26. We're not sure where he's going to be this game, but we're waiting for him to have a big game. He's capable of it too. We've seen him go for 20 and 20 in the playoffs. So I'm all over Nurkic again here.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. He's a weird guy. Like, even if the game stays close, you don't know if he's going to be out there. If it's a blowout, I mean, you might even still see him out there. But he's been around at seven, low sixes. I mean, we've seen in the playoffs, we've seen last season when he came back off an injury, he just explodes. He could go 20 and 20 without blinking an eye. So at six
Yeah,
seven here, I mean, and against the Clippers, who really doesn't have that true of a center, I mean, this is a perfect matchup for him.
yeah. I think the big problem here is his backup Cantor has just been playing really well. So it's hard to kind of why would you sit someone who's playing so well? Cantor is he's just a dirty guy, man. He just does what you want him to do out there. He's aggressive. He's a good offensive rebounder. So even Cantor at 4-4, he's really not a bad play either. It's a toss up between these two guys. I feel like as season progresses, Nurkic will end up, getting back to, his 30, 35 minutes a game. And, Cantor, you'll see him getting 10 to 15 minutes. But as of right now, they're kind of like not neck and neck for minutes, but fantasy wise, Cantor's been super productive. So,
Yeah, he has. He's actually gone under my radar. I didn't even know he was playing that well this year.
yeah.
But to touch
Someone
on,
like Biombo. Yeah, I was just
yeah.
going to say,
I played him. He's been pretty chalky.
yeah, he's priced up about. I think he's priced up a grand from his last time. I really don't have any interest in Biombo here. He's the starting. He's the starting center for that team. Um, I don't know if I like the matchup against Dallas. Not that they have a powerhouse at center, but at the same time, I think it's going to be a pace up spot. I think you're going to see a lot of PJ Washington at the center
Yeah, and
against Dallas.
we're
So
both pretty on PJ Washington. Clint Capella's another
someone,
guy if he plays.
yeah. I think he was limited to 20 minutes last time he went out there. Yeah, 20 minutes. 5'9" is a fair price for him. They're gonna need him tomorrow. We'll have to see how that plans out. Because Brooklyn's good down low. Brooklyn's good just about everywhere. So, yeah, we're gonna need the Hawks are going to need someone down low. So we'll see if Capella does something. Robert Williams is someone too, played fairly well when he was in there. He played 22 minutes and had 30 fantasy points. Don't expect that again. He's priced up 1,100 from last time. And the blowout could be there. Robert Williams is maybe a decent GPP shot there if he can get some run. Not bad. Other than that, too, I think we completely skipped the shooting guard position, Riaz.
Oh, I plugged in Tyler Hero there.
You plugged in Hero there?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't. There wasn't really much I wanted to touch on there. If you wanted to just hop over there for a minute or two.
Yeah.
At the top, Paul George at 8.5. Kawhi is not playing. That's a big game. Usually, Portland and the Clippers, since the Clippers have had this, they've been playing, fairly close games. And, Damian Lillard had that famous shot over Paul George. Not saying that it's going to be some sort of revenge game type thing for Paul George, but, you could look to him. That price is fair for him. McCollum's been really hot. He's been shooting lights out lately. He had that huge game against Houston. That's someone you can look to too, as well for GPP. Not much cash for McCollum, but GPP.
Yeah, I really like Kendall Johnson here. He has been lights out for the Spurs this year. Last game he had 42 against the Pelicans, 26 the night before, and then when they played Memphis he had 32. He gets 30 minutes here. He's a very high-paced player. He looks for steals. He plays defense. He's looking to shoot the three. He's kind of a very underrated player for the Spurs, but I think that's nice for DraftKings and FanDuel and everything, where he's going to be low owned, and if he does go out and get that 40, 45 point night, I mean, you could take down a GPP with just him being that low owned.
Yeah, he's definitely really overlooked. I believe there was a slate or two where he was priced up a little bit. Not priced up, but he was his percentage owned was decent, like 15 to 20. At least in the contest I was playing in. Another guy, Dennis Schroeder. If LeBron's not there, you can look to him. 6'2" is a nice price tag for him. I like that there. Brooks, like I covered Brooks already. LeVert, he's priced up. At that point, you're just kind of hoping people play LeVert so you can have the edge on them, because LeVert's he's not going to play as many minutes as he did last time, and he's not fit for that price tag in my opinion. It will go down as Durant plays. So, anyone else here a little bit of value that you're looking at, or are you kind of stuck on the mid range here at Hero and
Yeah, I'm
some of
kind of
those
stuck
guys?
on the mid range here. I don't really see that much value. I mean, there's Trey Burke. I mean, if he gets some run, you always know what Trey Burke can do if you're just kind of gonna throw a dart. Grayson Allen, there's a chance he could get a minutes boost with John Morant being out, but we didn't see that
I like
last
Grayson
game.
Allen here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like Grayson Allen.
if he gets the minutes, I mean, he played against the Hawks. He played 30. Spurs, he played almost 30. He just kind of has to get his shot right, and he's got to do a little bit more than just shoot the ball and kind of trip people.
Yeah, yeah, right about that. Yeah, really. I think you just plug in Hero here. He's hot now. He had a big game, so going in the same matchup, I think it's going to be a lot closer of a game. Hero will play just as well, in my opinion. So I think Hero is perfect here. So who do we got plugged in here for our Fire Five?
We got Tyus Jones in the point guard. We got Tyler Hero on the shooting guard. We have Chris Middleton in the small forward. Durant in the power forward, and for center we have Anthony Davis.
What's that leave us with?
4-6, which isn't bad if we could fit
Yeah,
in some value.
if you can fit in Pritchard at the guard and Johnson at the forward, and if LeBron's questionable, you can plug in someone like Taylor Horton Tucker or Kuzma, and then maybe someone at the utility, someone value like Rondo. Probably going to be low owned, a nice GPP play, someone like Grayson Allen. Some of those guys.
Yeah,
So I look
without
to
a
those
doubt.
guys for sure. Um, yeah, so we covered a lot here. I'm really excited to get to the slate. 6 games is my perfect amount. I feel like I can get a good glimpse at who I want to play and stuff like that with 6 games. Something like from 10 to 12 is really just a lot for me. And 3's a little low for me too. 6 is like the perfect range. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited to get to tomorrow. I feel like we gave you guys some awesome plays. Definitely a lot of people I'm gonna have a lot of shares of in my lineups. So I want to thank you guys for watching and hope you guys win some money. Thank you.